Good evening from the Bowl in Jacksonville on this Saturday night. This is Quincy High Blue Devil basketball, non-conference style tonight. Hi, I'm Jeff Wellman, the second legendary venue in a row. Wharton Fieldhouse last night, Jacksonville tonight. Coach Pett and I are very familiar with this gymnasium, maybe Coach more than I, but a great time here, and we had broadcast from here 4 years ago. Coach wasn't here as well, and it's kind of hard to find because it's not in Jacksonville High School. It's off the beaten path. But either way, we're ready to go tonight. The Blue Devils come in. They are 25-3. On the other side, the Crimson, I believe they played Southeast last night, but I did not see a score. Before that, they were 11-16. These two teams played each other last year on February 11th, and it was at Blue Devil Gymnasium. After one, the Blue Devils led 13-10. At halftime, it was 31-16. Three quarters, 41-28, and the Devils went on to win 59-40 in that one. Brown had 16, Longcore with 14. Mary Burris, the sophomore at that time, had 15 points for the Crimson. And we'll check out all that good stuff in the Western Big Six and that, but first let's go ahead and check out Coach Pettit. And Coach, we got the close trip, but a great matchup here. We love, they're in the Central State, State 8. But this is a good ball team. They're playing a lot of those Springfield schools all the time.
Well, yeah, and their schedule is very, very tough. They go out and, you know, they play the toughest competition they can. They draw in teams to come here to this wonderful facility. You know, this is a jewel among, you know, basketball facilities in the state of Illinois.
Indeed it is. And of course, one of those guys that was here for a lot of years, Mel Rustio, back in our area. He was the coach up here and had that blonde curly hair, if I'm not mistaken, kind of like Dick Versace up at Bradley. Maybe not that way, but a little taller. Good coach. He had his son playing as well, I believe a couple years behind us.
Yeah, his son was a really good ball player.
So the Devils need to bounce back. Of course, last night, before I get there, hey, by the way, the pregame show tonight, everything. Coach's comments, which is you and I. We did not have a chance to talk to Coach Douglas beforehand. It's all brought to you by and powered by Kuna's Honda and Kuna's Hyundai. Faith, family, and giving back. Forgot to say that last night at the end. And appreciate those guys for all they do. Good matchup tonight for the Devils because when they come in, I don't care who they play tonight, I wouldn't want to be on the other side because with lack of energy last night, I would expect extra energy tonight.
Well, I tell you what, you know, when you sit back and you look at it, gosh, you played Moline 2 times this year, the defending state champions, and you give them 42 and 37, I believe, you know, in 2 games. You got to be happy with your offensive or your defensive production, your rebounding, you know, you're challenging the shots or whatever, because let's face it, if you give up that amount of points, you expect to win. Offensively last night, we weren't very good. You know, I think we kind of got lulled into a false sense, you know, in the first half, making all those threes, and we thought, gosh, we'll come out second half, you know, make another 5-6 threes, and we'll be okay. Second half, we turned cold. And, you know, then we had to readjust what we were doing in our game plan and so on and so forth. So, you know, I would rather see them, you know, tonight. Let's take the ball to the hole, get in there, be strong, you know, take it to the basket, get to the free throw line. Even though last night, free throw-wise, 2 for 7, man, if we go 4 for 7 or 5 for 7 like we should, you know, with what we've done all year, you know, we win by a couple. So, it's one of those things where, you know, I still like them better going to the hole.
Indeed. Longcore, of course, had 19 last night, the only person to score in the fourth quarter, and we only had 6 in the third quarter. So in the second half, we only scored 14 points total. That's not good for the Devils. And again, we only had Keyshawn with 4, so inside. And, you know, we talk about that late in the ball game, too. My personal belief is, especially on the road, I want control of the basketball in the end of the game. I want my own control. So much like today, I'm watching the great matchup. Illinois had it, and then Michigan State came back, won 88-80. But in that ball game, too, 1-and-1s were there. What happened? Guys missed the front of 1-and-1s.
Oh, yeah.
If you still had the 1-and-1, you're putting somebody on the line, putting pressure on. Two shots is not there. And what I like, too, is with 1 minute left, foul them. Go ahead and let them make 2 shots. Now you have 1 minute and the basketball to decide, am I going for the tie or the win? But you have control, and you don't allow the other team to have control.
Well, Ian, I'm a big control freak, and I think you know that. You know, it's one of those things to where, gosh, I mean, the way we were playing offense last night, though, I would almost rather see the defense out there instead of the offense with the ball in their hands, because, you know, our spacing was off. You know, the pick and rolls didn't work. It was a tough goal last night, but, you know, what I'm looking at is that's going to get us ready, you know, for the state tournament, because the physicality, you know, and you know this as well as I do, as you go, you know, the regionals will be physical. Once you get to the sectionals, you know, it's very tough, and then you get to the supers, it's a bloodbath. You know, I mean, they don't call anything. It's physical, knockdown, drag out, you know, and it's more like football than basketball, you know, anymore. So, you know, it's one of those things. I think last night we'll get the Blue Devils ready to compete, first of all, next week for the Western Big Six Championship. And, you know, secondly, you know, getting ready to go into the regional and the sectionals.
And, Coach, I will agree. That's a nice when we talked about I wanting to hold the ball, and I know you do too. Last night, the way we were playing, maybe it was defense. And Cameron played some good defense on that.
I thought it was very good defense.
Yep, Cameron did a nice job there, and Coach did too. But as Coach mentioned, should have never been in that position to begin with. But like all conferences, and the Western Big Six is one of them good ones, Sterling, Moline, when you go in, night out on the opponent's floor, it's a good ball game, and you got to have, hey, tighten up the jockstrap, baby.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, and we've got the target on our back, being ranked, you know, third in the state of Illinois, and we've had the target on our back all year long with the competition we've played, the teams that we've beaten. You know, it's like, okay, it's time to go now.
Coach, I can tell you, for all those other people out there, get on Wikipedia, because I don't think anybody uses jock straps if you want to know what those were. we think automatically, and that's nothing, you know, that's part of the uniform. So anyway, last night in the Western Big Six, of course, we lost 42-41. When you first said that, I thought, wait a minute, 42 points. We had 41. I said, that's right, we lost by one. Yep. One score we did not get last night, but I can write it in my book. Rock Island beat Alleman. Do you think I can write that one in? I think so too. We did not get a Galesburg Geneseo, but we did get Sterling thumping East Moline 80-54. Again, we talked about it last night. Watch for them in 3A. And by the way, speaking of watch, Ted Wolf and his wife, Edie, up here, and of course he's a Notre Dame grad. He's also a Culver Stockton grad. He went to 8 or 9 games last week in a short period. I think he was already checking in on Culver, and you is today. He is just a sports freak. I love it to death. And, of course, he was with the, newspaper over in Springfield, and I think he's with the education department right now trying to close out on that for retirement. But you'll always see him in his green Boston Celtic jacket. So if you don't know who Ted Wolf is, stop up, tell him hi, and then say, hey, Mecca Sports said to say hi. Wellman and Pettit. So, hey, and speaking of college action here, as we want to drift away from the Western Big Six just for a moment until we get into next week, and we'll talk about it more at halftime where the conference standings are right now. The Quincy University Hawks are playing today. They were playing at UMSL, did not get a score yet. Women played at 1, men played at 3 o'clock. The men were trying to get off that 4-game skid. They are 10-12 right now, 5-9 in the conference. Girls are 9-13, and they're 8-8 in the conference. They'll be back home at Memorial Gymnasium, Pepsi Arena, on Thursday against Indianapolis, 5:30 and 7:30. John Wood Trailblazers, they are home on the Valentine's Day, 5:30 and 7:30. That is Spoon River. Today they were playing Lakeland. I saw a score early. It was 18-18 early. Did not get it. By the way, the Trailblazers 13-10, 4-2, and they are on a little skid of 3 games as well, but 13-10 still. And the girls are 11-10 and 4-3 in the conference. For those who are watching on TV today, Illinois with a lead by 8. Couldn't shoot towards the end, similar to last night, and ended up an 8-point victory for Michigan State. What was cool about it, it's 88-80. Izzo, of course, came to Hawkins' fundraiser for Quincy University. And who's coming next year? Underwood from Illinois. So it was the battle of Hawkins And I'm trying to think.
The Hawken recruits.
There you go.
And, to come in and what a great time. And, I'm sure what we've got going on next year with Underwood, that's going to be just as good with Izzo as Izzo was.
Indeed. Phillips Mizzou fans out there, they're 8-15, 0-10 in the SEC. They play Mississippi State tonight at 7:30. The Mizzou women, Abby Schreck, she plays tomorrow against Auburn at home. They are 11-12 and 2-8 in the conference. Abby's played in all 23 games, averaging 7.6. She's firing 45% from the field, 41 from 3. And then a little later on, we have time right now, maybe Lindenwood. Today they played Tennessee Tech at home at 3:30. And, of course, Jeremiah Talton, 24 games, 20 starts, just under 7 points a game, doing a great job shooting 80% from the free throw line. And at this time, we're going to stand, take our hats off, honor our country and the flag with the playing of our national anthem. There's our national anthem there. Coach, I was actually looking around to see if somebody was singing that or if it was, I think it was.
Recorded?
It sounded like at least recorded from here, and if so, every bit as good as Alicia Key's stuff up there at Moline 2 nights ago. As they had, and of course, you mentioned that her and Usher are going to be at the Super Bowl, I believe. That's tomorrow.
At least that's what I heard. I don't know.
Hey,
I could be wrong.
You got your ear to the action here. Here we go for the starting lineups. First for the Blue Devils. In their road blue, trimmed in white. Ralph Wires wears number 3. Camden Brown, number 4, got the brace on the right knee. He's been wearing a little bit this year. Tyler Sprick, number 10. There's another senior out there. The junior, BL3, that's Bradley Longcord III. And rounding it out, Keyshawn Thomas, also a junior. The Devils are coached by Andy Douglas, assisted by Bruce Bonas, Ryan Brown, and Tom Lepper.
And, Camden did one heck of a job last night against Freeman up there. And, hopefully we get the same thing out of him tonight. Maybe a few more points, but, gosh, defensively he was great last night.
And here's your starters for the Crimson. It looks like we are going to get some seniors out here. As number 1, Isaiah Martin. He starts anyway, 6'3" senior. Mary Burr is the leading scorer on this team, 6'1". He's a junior. Check that. Emmanuel Moore gets to start in his place. He's a 5'8" senior. We also have Cody Fry, a 6'5" senior. Jacob Coleman, 6'1" senior. And rounding out the lineup, Nolan Groves, 6'6" senior. And I'll tell you, for the guys who don't start, there's some height out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've got some kids 6'5", 6'6", probably 4 or 5 of them that, they can rotate in. So, so we'll see what happens tonight.
And we're getting so close to postseason. Girls open up next week. We'll also look for a score tonight, Notre Dame and Rushville. And we do our fashion chat here. We got the Devils in their blue pullovers there, the Devils, and in gray slacks. Can't check the shoes out from behind him here.
And
we're ready to get going.
Well, and if we have anybody out there who'd like to sponsor the fashion of the day, let us know.
Yeah, we'll give it a quick one there for the coaching staff, and there you go. Always looking good.
Coaching staff and what they're wearing and their colors.
Ball went out of bounds on the tip. Devils tipped out of bounds, so it'll be Crimson basketball. Crimson working left to right on your dial. That means the Devils are working right to left. Devils in man-to-man set from the left side for three. No good. Shot from the left side. Taken there by Isaiah Martinez. Check that. That was 2-1s. Cody Fry. Crimson will drop back into a man-to-man defense as well. BL3 at center court. Left side, Tyler Sprick. Sprick goes to BL3, who came behind him. Sprick takes over, starts to make a drive. Nothing there. He was stopped. Keyshawn pops out to the corner. Ball gets reversed. Time to reset the offense here. Sprick off the left side. Starts to make a drive against Coleman. No good on the shot. Weak side rebound. That's Martinez. And, of course, the Crimson in their home white. In crimson. That'd be red. Nice little move there by Martinez. And Martinez with a little bump there. And once the defense fell down, he was wide open for the little J. Actually, a little finger roll at that point. Almost a layup. Wait a minute here. Glad you're here, Wellman and Pettit. BL3, I knew he was going to do that right on our call. Hits from three. And, of course, Wellman and Pettit on mechasportsco.com. Devils take the lead 3-2.
BL3 started out real quick, real fast, last night, first, second quarter, but end of the game, slowed down just a little bit.
Actually, that third quarter was when he slowed. Then the fourth quarter, he had the only 8 points we had. First foul of the ball game goes against the Devils. On the board, they've got BL3. That's his first and the game's first. From the right side, long three, boom, wow. And I believe Emmanuel Moore with that three, wearing the same number that Marcus McQueen wore last night, hitting those 4 threes. Don't like that number 4 on the visiting team. Oh, a nice little give and go there. Dropped the ball inside to Keyshawn. He dropped a bounce pass into Ralph Wires. Wires with the bucket.
Old school, give and go.
That was sweet, too, and the bounce pass gives time for the guard to pick it up, or a post player. Ball back around the perimeter. Groves gives it up. Martinez comes out.
Blue Devils seem to be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end tonight.
And we'll see how long it takes Coach to put in the subs. Of course, Michael Cameron here for the Crimson. Shot partially blocked by Wires. Good job. Thomas gets it for the Devils. Here they go. Outlet. Down to Wires, and he is fouled. Good job by Ralph pulling the basketball back. And the first foul against the Crimson will be Jacob Coleman.
Don't think there was a dribble on that fast break there, because it was 1 pass, 2 pass, and, go up to the basket. That's the way you got to do it. 16
players in my book. Coleman and Tracy share the same spot, so between the two, they only get 2.5 fouls each. That's what happens when your books, but in the postseason, you can only put 15 on the roster.
Are you going to go down and tell the scorekeeper that?
You got it, baby. First free throw is good by Ralph. He'll have another one, and good, 2 for 2. So last night, 2 for 7. We're already starting off on the right side, 2 for 2.
Well, and we're taking the ball towards the basket, so I like that.
Devils lead 7-5, 5:30 left first quarter action. Picking up at half court. Got to watch Moore. He wears number 4. He tried to lob one in. It was tipped by the Devils, so on the baseline. Still the old school baskets. They sit off, come up at a 90-degree angle, and come out. Of course, when we played, they were fan-shaped, so you had to be a good shot, and we used the glass a lot. The square boards, just so much space to use up there. Crimson at the top. Somebody looking to screen and roll. Nobody was there. We had a double team. They'll get it to Martinez, who'll bring it back up to set the offense. He's got Wires.
And Ralph in there trying to rip it out.
Ralph doing a good job, drops it down low. That's Groves. Back out to Martinez. There's a little help. Oh, and a good slap down by Wires. Out of bounds. Baseline again for the Crimson.
Well, and Martinez, number 2, at about 14 plus a game, so he's one of their main players. And, Burris will be coming in. He's at about 18 a game. So.
Yep. Burris last, of course, had that 15 as a sophomore. So they've got a couple nice players there. From the left side, the southpaw. 3-point shot, no good by Groves. Long rebound all the way out at half court is where Keyshawn got it. BL3 skips it over to the left corner. Ralph fakes. People fly everywhere. Back out to Sprick. No good. Fouls his own. gives it to Ralph Wires. Ralph will reset. I think Coach crossing his arm there says, okay, we took the 3. Now let's go look for that same type give and go we had earlier. Let's get into a set.
And he talked about it last night. You know, the one pass and launching the 3s got us into trouble in the third quarter.
Down on the block, Keyshawn turns around. He had the height advantage, skips it all the way to the left corner, and then Keyshawn gets the rebound on the miss. Camden had the shot we always love. Look opposite as we always talk. Keyshawn with the basketball, just off the block, the high block. There goes Tyler Sprick. Good drive to the hole, but a nice block. And then Tyler saved it and bounced the ball off of Coleman, who blocked the shot. But then we lose it in the corner. Martinez comes away with it. Sprick made a good break. 23-footer, no good. That was Cody Fry from long range. On the floor is Longcore. We got the ball. Devils in transition. BL3. Now that he's here, goes all the way in, up and underneath. One extra step inside. And Coach does a nice pass. Who's the quarterbacks for the, Mahomes. He does a nice Mahomes there with a short little screen pass to Keyshawn, who lost his left shoe.
Well, Mahomes, he's going to throw it down the field. You know what I mean? That was more Brock Purdy, throwing it off to McCaffrey.
There we go. And, of course, Brock Purdy played at Iowa State along with Jirel back in the day. Inside 4 minutes, first quarter action, 9-5. Blue Devils with the lead. Back on defense. Same as the starters still in there. Wires, Longcore, Sprick, Brown, and Thomas. Really pushing the Crimson out. All 5 guys are on the perimeter except for the high post. Martinez makes a nice move and a nice little fallback on the fade, no good. Thomas with the rebound. Brown goes in strong, up, in, and count it. He's got an and one opportunity. Good job by Camden going strong to the hole.
Well, and that's what we talked about, today. We need to get the ball, take it to the hole hard, and let's get our and ones here, or get our three-point plays going to the basket and then shooting a free throw.
Nolan Groves, his first foul, second team foul against the Crimson. And Brown completes the three-point play.
And we're shooting a little better from the free throw line than we did last night.
I'm smelling a hot dog over here that I might be nibbling on here in a minute. And we've got somebody over here with their young child. Devils lead 12-5. Approaching 3 minutes left. First quarter action. Martinez with the basketball.
The only place to be in Jacksonville, Illinois, night is right here.
Oh, you got that right. This is one of the best 150 gyms in Illinois. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I would say it's probably in the top 10.
All right, we'll see.
If I had to guess.
And I imagine people in Jacksonville will love that. Almost a steal here. Now Wires does pick it up. He looked down. Brown wasn't there. He goes to Thomas. Thomas goes all the way and scores. And a nice no call there, too. Cody Fry tried to take the charge, and it wasn't called either way, which I really like that because Thomas went angle on it, got around him. Definitely wasn't a charge, but it definitely wasn't a foul on the other side either.
Good take by Keyshawn. Kind of, got up into him and then kind of went a little bit to the side. Laid it up soft off the backboard. 2:42
left in the first quarter, 14-5. You think the Devils have a little more energy? Again, we're talking about two different teams, Moline and Jacksonville. Speaking of which, someone told us, we didn't have a chance to check this out, but Moline had a non-conference today, but it was against Normal Community. They lost, but that's not a bad loss at all.
I mean, Normal Community, I think 8th in the state, 7th, 8th, right in that vicinity, right there with Collinsville. And, very, very good team. And, gosh, I think they go 6'10", 6'8", 6'6" across the front line.
You think Coach on that game tried not to show? He doesn't. He's going to show it no matter what.
6'4". So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you what, that sectional is going to be unbelievable coming
Indeed.
up.
Jacksonville out of the timeout with the basketball. Substitutions coming now. We'll get the subs in right away. Of course, Amari Burris is in the game, number 2. Number 55 came in. That's Ryan McCombs. We need to start. Oh, good give and go. Missed shot by Burris. Rebounded inside. And that was Lamarian Williams. Threw it back inside. Missed the shot. Saw our substitutions out there. Everybody subbed out there. Mylan Krusik also into the ball game. He wears number 3. And also number 12 comes in, Mason Johnson. Johnson, I believe, is the third leading scorer at 7.3 a game.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. He does a lot of things out there. So
baseline out of bounds. Sprick doesn't get it over the Crimson, but then Thomas tracks it down. Right corner, BL3, good! BL3 from the right corner, his second three. He has 8. Devils right now on a 14-point run, lead by 12.
He's been in one of those shooting grooves the last couple, 3 games to where everything he throws up there looks like it's going in.
It's the ocean. You just throw it up there, it's going to go. Right side, Murray shoots the shot. No good from behind the arc. Good-looking shot. Rebounded by the Devils. Zip pass all the way down. That's a 3/4 court, maybe 2/3 court pass and an assist. Longcore give the basket to Thomas. I had to look down here because somebody in the left corner went down and it's got a blue jersey on. Doesn't he? Is that Ralph down in the corner? Check everybody out here. I don't see Ralph. And it's on the end of the bench. Of course, Bonas is down there. So actually, Coach Douglas went down there. Checking a left ankle.
Ankle/knee, maybe? I
Not
don't
sure
know.
there.
Yeah.
We lost what happened in the corner. By the way, thank you to Ryan, the athletic director here. Super guy. I saw him early in the season.
This doesn't look good.
No, it does not. Ralph is he's limping all the way. He's not going to put any pressure on it. So I'm not sure if he twisted something down there. But we want to thank the athletic director. I was here. The girls play over at the high school, and that's where we were at the beginning of the season for the girls. That's where the Quincy High girls started with a big victory, then came back and beat Pleasant Plains at home before we had O'Fallon. So
and we're going to hit O'Fallon again here coming up.
Well, we're going to see them a bunch on both sides of the ball. We're back to action here. 1:30 left, 1:35 and counting. McCombs has the ball. Oh, and he looked at it. That looked like he was going to take the shot from outside. That was Johnson. Now from the left side, long range, and bam. That was Krusek. He hits a 3. And that breaks the Devils' 16-point run. 19-8, Devils still lead. Approaching 1 minute left in the quarter. Krusek, kind of thought of Croatian, thought of Tony Kukoc when I see this name too, so why not light it up from outside? Down on the block. Oh, a nice Sigma move, the good turn. That's what
beautiful.
I like. Face up. That is Keyshawn with the face up and the bucket.
Well, that's one thing when you face up like that with the Sigma move, you can see, the whole floor, either make a pass, somebody's coming at you. You can do a lot of things when you do that.
And when you're 6'6", if you get the ball above your head, you're in a passing position, and you're also with a little flick of a shot too. Left side, McCombs missed a shot. He fouls though. McCombs a big kid, and then he outlets, but Camden's on the other end for the two-hand dunk. Whoa! I'll tell you, McCombs turned and threw the ball right into Camden's. His eyes were so big on that one.
Well, yeah, it was one of those things where, gosh, that was a good pass to the wrong team.
McCombs with the assist on that one. I'll give it to him. Now McCombs with a nice little short hook. Good look. By the way, Dom Clay came in for Ralph. Oh, and Dom just
did. The big guys run the floor.
Dom did a great release there as Keyshawn was about 5 feet in front of him, maybe 8, and he bounced past it in front of him, gave Keyshawn the opportunity to go get the ball. Keyshawn missed the shot because he was fouled, and we're back to the line to shoot 2.
Big fellas run the floor. You got to get him the ball for those easy looks.
Been a while since I've said it. Feed me, Seymour, feed me. 11.5 left, first quarter action. Keyshawn hits. Wow. Hey, Coach, what do you think? 2 for 7 last night. We start off 4 for 4.
Well,
obviously. And I don't get to use that word much. I had to sneak it in there.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where the game was physical up and down, and we shot most of our free throws in the second half, after battling physically, the whole game.
Well, the coach, that is why, even when our dad and when we coach, while you do a lot of running, then you stop, take free throws.
Oh, yeah.
You want people to get in that condition they're going to be in a ball game.
Good steal.
Longcore with a steal, 5 seconds. Oh, he tried to go cross court. Good defense there by the Crimson. And I'll tell you, Dom with a good stop of the ball there. He's going to be called for the foul. I'm not sure, but at the same time, great job to stop the ball in the backcourt.
Well, once again, though, with 4 seconds left, you let it, 0.4 seconds left, you let him take that extra dribble, and, if he hits the half quarter, God bless him, good luck.
I'm not sure he knew how much time there was, but with the baseball shot that went up into the stands, that's 1 quarter here at the Bowl. It's your Quincy High Blue Devils 25, the Jacksonville Crimson 8, and it's Wellman, and it's Pettit, and it's the Bowl, and it is meccasportsco.com. Yes, there is a band over there, Coach.
Let's get the band
Thank
going.
you, Coach. Well, at that time, too, it was time to chime in and say, hey, by the way, because when games were good like last night, I didn't get to break in and say, hey, we thank everybody for joining us on MeccaSportsCo.com, also YouTube. Get on there. Throughout the season, we're seeing additional subscribers. That way you're getting notified. It also helps out to ring the bell and get more viewers. So wherever you're checking things out, make sure you let us know. And we've seen a lot of good views, and we appreciate you checking us out. Look forward to the postseason, and there will be a time in the postseason when cameras go off, and that's when we get closer to state, and so you can still turn it down.
Well,
like Mitch Holdis and all them from the Kansas City Chiefs, you turn up the volume.
Well, the way I look at this, if you guys want to listen to us and watch us, we can pay the extra money. So let us know, if you like it by, hitting the subscribe button and, the like button and then, the bell. And, we'll bring you as much as we can.
All right, second quarter action, Devils lead 25-8. Here's your lineup now. Longcore and Brown stay in. Dom Clay stays in. Of course, he came in for Ralph. Mark Louthan is in for Thomas. Left corner, here's BL3. Good from three. Three already tonight. He's got 11 points. Nice shot there and good assist. Cameron Wires, he came in as well. Louthan and Wires win, along with Clay, who just came in. Good job for the Devils staying in their man-to-man defense. For the Crimson on the other side with the basketball. High, McCombs. He'll get it to the guard, and of course that is Martinez. Good ball handler. Martinez switched off. Oh, he had a nice bounce pass. Problem is McCombs didn't come down. Cameron Wires did. And a throw down on the right side. Cameron got out there and saw the right lane. Filling that lane was Camden Brown. He throws down his second for the night. Give the assist to Wires.
Well, once again, defense turning into offense.
Martinez, nice shot from the right side, contested. Devils get the rebound. Brown goes inside to Louthan. Louthan comes back out. BL3 was looking for a roll on Louthan. Mark had stepped back out. Ball went to the right side. Cameron at top. Cameron shot last night. Now Cameron, little hesitation, all the way to the hole with the left. And that's what we're going to see, whether Cameron's coming off the bench or taking a roll if Ralph is hurt. 6:30 left, first half action. 32-8. Devils with a lead. Left side three, no good. Here come the Devils. Whoa, stepping up to steal, but then Camden saved the ball to Wires. Good job. BL3 from 24. It doesn't rhyme, but hey, it was there. I can't say 23 when he's farther back.
Yeah, that might have been about 26-27 right there.
I know.
That was a long one.
I got to get my tape measure out here to see. I guess there's no way to do that out here. Hey, we know enough that we've been out on the floor where we have a feel for it. Martinez getting double teamed. Ball goes into the left corner. They close down on Emmanuel Moore. He hit that three-pointer a little bit earlier. Devils stay into that man-to-man. Moore has it left wing. Wires on him. Long-range shot off the glass. I like that he took a bank off there and missed it. Martinez, rebound. Nice move there. Missed it. And then another miss, an offensive rebound. And that was Moore again. And on this side, I believe BL3, yes, on the rebound. As the Crimson hit the board well there. BL3, that'll be his second foul. Devils first of the second quarter.
I like the way the Blue Devils are battling on the glass, on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. You got to keep doing that, especially when you get in a little bit closer games.
From the baseline, comes out to McCombs. He looks for somebody to come get the ball. That's Williams. Just checked in, Lamarian. Spin. On the roll, we've got a foul. Louthan's going to be committed on that. On the roll, McCombs was trying to roll, and Louthan was stepping up to get him and did not allow him on that. For Mark, hits his first foul. Everybody out at the high post except in the right corner. Martinez hiding out. To the left side more, back to the top. Cody Fry takes a shot from three. Good. Didn't close out fast enough, and Fry shot it earlier from out long range. Hits this one. Stops the 13-point run by the Devils. Devils with a 16-point run in the first quarter. The end of the first to the second quarter was 13. In the half-court set, 5 minutes left in the first half. Devils 32-11 with the lead. Louthan pops up left side. He goes into Longcore. He's trying to post from 8. He'll kick it out to the right side. Wires didn't have the shot. Closing in on him was Burries. Devils reset. Nice job of resetting the offense. Oh, and a good backdoor cut from the weak side. Dom Clay missed it, but then stayed with it, got the offensive board and the putback. Dom's first score of the night.
Nice look on the offensive end by the Blue Devils with the back screen.
Longcore had the assist, by the way. McCombs starts to back up. Problem is when you're backing up and not looking, here's Wires, and BL3 gets to throw one down. You know, he had one earlier this season, was pretty proud of it. He gets another one. And Coach wants to talk about it. That's Cameron on the other side for the Crimson with 5:19 left. First half action. The Devils 36, the Crimson 11. Blue Devil Basketball, MeccaSportsCo.com. Good stuff there, Coach.
Well, and once again, it starts on the defensive end with the steal. You know, the transition, the easy transition offense. You know, 36-11 defensively, we've been very, very good tonight. Only giving up 11 points in the first 12 minutes of the ball game.
And I don't care if we play Jacksonville. I don't care if we play Geneseo.
Yep.
By the way, Geneseo and Galesburg have to play each other right off the bat. I saw that today as I was looking through those. We'll talk about it at halftime a little bit here. Or if you're playing Moline or even Curie, Homewood, Flossmoor, there's your top two teams, by the way.
Yeah.
You got to come out with the same intensity. And as we mentioned, I love this, and the T-shirt will be out, folks. Don't worry. Taking care of business. Even if only Coach Pettit and I have the only two T-shirts, once the fad gets in there, everybody will want one.
Well, we might have to, get them and wear them around. So, and if somebody, somebody sees it and likes it, then we can work on that.
Well, we know the 70s graduates are going to love it, especially Jerry Douglas, Andy's dad, because taking care of business was the big hit back in, I believe, about 73 with Bachman Turner Overdrive, or later you hear Bachman.
Yeah, a little bit later, I think.
Oh, I don't know. That might have came out that early, and then we picked it up in 75, 76 or so. We're back to action. Jacksonville has the basketball. We'll check the lineup here as they flip it back out, inside out. Three-point shot, no good. Moore tracks it down, but he's not there in time. Keyshawn beat him to it.
Well, and the little tip to start the fast break to Dom Clay.
Devils didn't realize they didn't have it. Back it out. Cameron Wires. Right side's Louthan along with Sprick. High post is Keyshawn. Left corner is Dom Clay. He's got the ball, pulls up, 22-foot. No good. Keyshawn tried to get around, but at least slapped the ball. Crimson pick it up. Burries to the hole. Burries with a nice finger roll. Good defense over there by Dom Clay. And we've got a Crimson foul. Number 5, that's almost Cameron Wires, but it's not. Lamarian Williams, his first, and the first from the Crimson. Crimson and Clover. That was a great song way back when. And, of course, Joan Jett made it popular later on. Here we're educating. We have a little music education here while we're up here. 3:30 left in the first half. A little three-quarter court. And I'll tell you what, Cameron Wires went through two people, did a spin move, and took it all the way. Pretty impressive moves by Cameron.
Well, Cameron's got all the tools. He gets a little crazy sometimes.
Wow, and right on the other end, Burry says, hey, I got one for you here. He fires a three from outside. Nice shot there, 38-14 Devils. Still three-quarter court. And a little push. Burries agrees, nods his head and says, nice call. His first, second on the Crimson. So Burries is in there along with Williams. Mason Johnson came back in. The big man inside, McCombs. And, of course, Cody Fry, who fired that three a minute ago. That's your lineup for the Crimson. Devils with the basketball. 4 around the perimeter with Keyshawn at the high post. Louthan tried to go into the high post. Stepping in there was Johnson. I'm not even sure Keyshawn could have stepped towards that. Johnson just anticipated. 30 feet. Whoa. Wow. Burries fired that, but the nice thing inside, he got a rebound. And he, of course, was Lamarian Williams for the Crimson. Dom Clay is going to be whistled for his second foul and the third Blue Devil foul on the floor. Wow, that was somewhere around the high school, which is in that right direction. It is northwest.
That was at the 5-second line out there, that little stripe there.
That used to be part of the floor. Yes, it was more part of it. And here we go. Comes out to McCombs high. Stepping in on the right side is Amari Burries, and he hits a three. His second of the ball game.
We better get out and guard him.
4 out of 5 shots here by Crimson have been from behind the arc. Dom starts to make a drive. Ooh. Dom started to make that drive with that first bounce down there like he was going to jump over everybody. Got the ball to the left side, but the pass was tipped.
Well, once again, pull up for that little 12-footer there. Wide open look. Get it gathered straight up and down. That should be an easy shot for Dom.
Cam Brown comes back in. Dom gets a break. So you've got Cam Wires. Cam. Brown, Keyshawn. Back long range again. Cody Fry, he takes one almost as far, and it makes a 360 around the rim.
Well, and that was off a screen too, so, whoa.
Three-quarter court pressure. Wires to Sprick. Sprick looked at the three, and I tell you, that was a smart move. In the far corner was Keyshawn, but I think set the offense back up.
He was called for it. He wanted a three there.
And he hit that shot the other night with one. He's got that touch, too, as we mentioned, from the free throw line. Mark Louthan with the ball on the right side. Louthan and Thomas in the same time. That's kind of nice to have those two, because usually Mark comes in for Keyshawn.
And Jacksonville in the 1-2-2 right now, so we'll see how the Blue Devils attack it.
Oh, they go right to the left side. They find the high post. Mark Louthan, he makes a turn and a shot.
That's what's open against it. When you get up to the elbow there, flash up there, great job by Louthan taking it to the hole.
4 Devils. Converge on Burries. Block shot. Devils get it. Skips right side to left. Sprick starts the drive. Right corner. Cam Brown for 3. Good. Give Sprick the assist. Give Cam Brown the 3.
You like to see him start making those threes because, it's been a few games and it's been rough shooting, but
and if he hits the threes, that opens up his drive.
Goodness.
Shot from the left, no good. That was taken by Johnson. Rebounded Thomas. Inside. Pass down court. Did not touch the floor. Still didn't touch it until Louthan dribbled it. Brown had missed it. Louthan got a rebound, but got it stolen away. And just a little baseline shot. Mason Johnson with the bucket. 43-22.
Good-looking sophomore.
I thought Moline was over here to the left of me all of a sudden. Joe and Danny. I love them. Cameron drives. Cameron does it. And Cameron drives at you. Steps to the left a little bit. Puts in the shot. He's got 6 since he's been in the second quarter.
He's been very aggressive on the offensive end, which you like to see with Cameron.
Down to 6 seconds. I got a feeling Burry's going to take. He did. A long shot, no good. And it hit the baseline. And that was definitely right there where they've got a little tape. Now, is that the volleyball tape right there? That little.
That's what I'm thinking. Volleyball lines because you got that and that.
The spike,
and
right.
That, yep.
Your spiking line.
Yep.
So, for all those volleyball players, 1.6. Brown gets it in, Wires, half court. And what happened, he wanted to shoot it from down low. The defense came out, so he tried to do an overhead soccer pass. And that is the buzzer, and that is the first half. Your score. Your Quincy High Blue Devils 45 and the Jacksonville Crimson 22. Wellman and Pettit, meccasportsco.com. First half is in the book. Devils 45-22. Not sure we like giving up 14. Let's see, 14 times 4, 56. Okay, against a great team. They did hit threes, though. That was the key in the first half. First quarter, Moore hit that 3 from long range. Second quarter, they drilled up 4 threes, Coach. Yeah, Fry hit 2 of them. Burries hit 2 of them. So we know we got to stretch, especially against great teams there. And there's Terry Heide. He missed it there. We tried to give Terry a comment as he walked by here, but he wasn't buying it. He was focused to the concession. Well, Coach, here we go first half. Do you think we got more energy than we had last night?
Well, yes. Defensive end, I think we've picked it up. And what's happened, is our defense has turned into easy offense going in the other end, running the floor. Now, once again, we have probably a little bit not as good competition tonight, as we did last night. But still, it's good to see them coming out, run their stuff, getting good looks, and taking the ball to the hole hard.
Well, after last night's 4 threes by McQueen, and of course, and there's Ted Wolf getting up and checking out. I don't think he's leaving anywhere. And the 4, and then the shots here, I got to believe Coach Douglas is saying, listen, I know some of these are way out there, but we've just allowed 5 3-pointers out there. That means that we're not closing in. But you really can't close in on a 30 to 35-foot shot.
Well, you do your scouting, because I'm going to tell you what, we start getting into, the the playoffs and the state tournament, whatever, you're going to run into some kids that are going to be standing out there at where the bowl sign is, or where you see Wharton Fieldhouse or whatever. They're going to be standing out there shooting it with their hand in their face and making it. So you better get used to going out there and guarding it.
Indeed, it's that time. Taking care of your business out there. Hey, looking at what's coming up here, this has been a busy week. We've gone Tuesday through today with some great games out here. We'll check in also, well, I'm just thinking about that, QND at Rushville. Frank Cash is over there. He's trying to give us a score, and QND at halftime is ahead of Rushville 31-10. Good job by Kevin Meyer and the Raiders.
I tell you what, beware, of the QND Raiders, because, like I say, the schedule they've played this year and the teams that have beaten them, God, you're talking about all state ranked teams. So if they can get on that little bit of a roll and start playing well, they're going to be very dangerous, in that regional. And
we'll give some shout outs to some people as well. Greg Green, the class of 73 from Quincy High, he always checks us out. He was just saying, I can see the scoreboard clear too. So thank you over there. And of course, we say hi to 3M out there in Missouri. That's Mike Moyers from Missouri. Thank you. We haven't talked to Mike in a long time. I need to check in. A couple guys I forgot to mention last night. Ray Burke is out in California. Of course, he's at Burbank in the Hollywood area. Finally, on Friday, the rain stopped. And if you've ever been out there, it never rains. It's always cloudy. And when I was out there, they'd always say, I said, what was this down here? Well, that's the dry creek bed. When it rains, everything floods down here, and you can't drive in this area. Well, they've had some issues. And then the craziness, I just asked a very good friend, Tim Viley, who's been out in Las Vegas for a lot of years. We've heard about him. He's gotten married, and at 62, he's finally had a child, so watch out. I asked him if it was getting really crazy out in Vegas this week or if it was just normal crazy. And he just, lots of laugh. And so shout out to all those guys and gals out here. We might as well fire one to Larry O'Hara down in Texas. And, hey, how about Slick? That's Keith Douglas in Peoria. So, might as well say Terry Thompson, too. Enjoyed talking to Terry a long time today. And, of course, today was the funeral for Richard. And great guy, great family, and great stuff. So, halftime is here. It's 45-22. Devils with a big lead out here. So now we start talking about next week. On Monday, the Blue Devil girls, they will travel to O'Fallon, and they will take on Belleville East. That game, if you look on schedules before, it was 7:30. They got it moved to 6 o'clock, so the Devils do not have to travel late. So it'll be a 6 o'clock game on Monday. That's Monday the 12th, and they'll play Belleville East. At the same time, exactly, in Jerseyville, the Lady Raiders will go down and they'll take on Jacksonville. They are 3A this year, so they're playing the Lady Crimson down there. And I didn't get a chance to really break down. I think the Crimson are the number 4 seed, and that's not the ladies. They did get a 4 seed.
Well, no, I thought the Lady Crimson were 8 seed because Notre Dame got the 1 seed.
Exactly. So they're the 8. The boys are the 4 seed out there. And then on Tuesday night, well, the Blue Devils, after last night, they've got a week of Rock Island, and they've got to sweep them. It's got to be 2 games. First one will be on Tuesday night at home at 7 o'clock. That's our last home game, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, it is.
And so make sure you get out there to Blue Devil Gymnasium, and we will rock the house from Blue Devil style there.
Or if you can't get out there, you can listen to us on makeasportsco.com.
You got it, and you can rock at home as well and make as much noise as you want. Exactly.
Yep.
Just like Super Bowl when you'd rather stay home because the bathroom's right there, the food's right there, and it's not as crazy. You don't have to spend $6,000 to $51,000 just to get into the ballpark. The stadium, ballpark's baseball. And then on Wednesday, take your lovely friend out, whoever it is. I mean, your significant other, your wife, your husband, your whatever it might be.
Is that Valentine's Day? I don't know.
I had to remind you, Coach. Valentine's Day is on Wednesday. My daughter wanted me to hook up. She's got a boyfriend already, but I'm going to hang out with my grandson, the 5-year-old, and that is Sebastian, a.k.a. Bash. You've seen him on our site with the headphones on, preparing. I don't expect him to be an announcer. I expect him to be an athlete first, and if he plays in the band, that's fine too. I don't care what he does. He's, just as long as they're healthy. So let's get back to Thursday then. Blue Devils will have to travel to Rocky. So we've got the Tuesday, Thursday, but also on Thursday at 6 o'clock, the O'Fallon Regionals will be the finals. And then at 6 o'clock in Jerseyville, we'll have the finals. Expect the Devil Girls and the Lady Raiders to win, so they'll all three be playing that night. Postseason trumps. We mentioned this the other night. No derangement there. It trumps the probably the regular season, but boy, if it comes down to the wire, it's a tough one. But then you got to say, well, if you had beat Moline, we wouldn't have had to worry about it.
Well, you know, my biggest, well, you still have to worry about it because if both of you are at one loss, you know, going in, you know, you're either going to have if you split, you tie for it, you know, but you have to still have, you know, beating Rocky twice or Rocky beating us twice to have the outright title, even if we don't beat Moline,
exactly.
You know, there. So, you know, it's one of those things to where Blue Devils have made it a little bit harder, but it's still there for the taking.
Boy, it'd be nice to call some old veterans back out to have somebody go there while we go to O'Fallon and have two games on Mecca
Sports.
Sports.
And to be honest with you, the O'Fallon game down there, I think O'Fallon's ranked 7th in the state in 4A.
Just slightly ahead of us.
And that is one of Quincy High's early season losses, and we went down to O'Fallon and lost, what, 58-35 if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, that's going to be one of those ones to where, you know, to cut the nets down in O'Fallon and take that little piece of twine with you back home to Quincy, that would be, you know, one heck of a night.
Well, we had fun going through those schools with the boys a couple years ago down there, and O'Fallon was a 58-32 game. And
58-32, you know, I was close.
They were long. Well, you were right on it, Coach. They were long, too, but I think we've learned a little bit. And, again, our freshmen have grown up a lot in this season. So, wrapping out the week, we'll go over to the pit. We'll see the QND Raiders in Keokuk. It's a 3-game night. Freshman, sophomore JV, and varsity. So, we've got the 7:45 up there, but join us a little earlier. You can hang out with us. We'll go on a little early, and we'll talk about the seniors. We'll have a night there. And so that is next week there again. Monday, Quincy girls at Belleville East, against Belleville East in O'Fallon. Tuesday at home, Quincy High and Rock Island. Thursday, it's up for the coin. Will stay with us all week. And then Friday, QND Raiders. Then we turn around to the next week, and it's potentially a
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yep.
So be ready.
Take your Monday off. Your Monday is no games, and of course, Wednesday we already know. The boys start off. The Blue Devils will take on Alton at Edwardsville, and then at 7:30 in Athens, just outside of Springfield.
Is that Athens or Athens?
No, it's Athens.
It's Athens.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know.
I've learned that quite well. Had a friend, Dave Andel, who used to be at the band in West Pike, who was the principal there in the late 90s when I was working for the online scouting network. And then they will take the winner of, I believe it's Williamsville and Buffalo Tri-County.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I tell you what, this is the best time of the year. Hey, you know what I mean, when these tournaments start. And, I mean, it's, you know, one and done. You know, basically is what it is for everybody that plays basketball in the state of Illinois, which is, I think, very unique, you know, in that, you know, particular case.
It's the original March Madness, folks. You hear March Madness out in the NCAA, it all started right here in Illinois. Third quarter action ready to go. Devils with a 45-22 lead. Longcore, Brown, Thomas, Clay, and Sprick, your lineup. Clay is in for Ralph Wires from the starters. Went down early with a right ankle. We'll check on it.
Well, this is our big lineup here, which, you know, at times this year has played very well.
On the other side, Crimson have the basketball, working right to left. They go into McCombs. Keyshawn gets bounced back. Keyshawn, I'll tell you what, he's found a guy that's about twice his size. Right side, Longcore off the iron. And just off the corner of the backboard, it went over. Sprick tried to save it, and it will go Crimson basketball. And for the Crimson, their lineup right now, Isaiah Martinez, he wears number 1. Amari Burry's back in the game. He's number 2. McComb, the big man, 55. Left side, watch out, Lamarian Williams. He's fired a 3. And Cody Fry wearing number 11. Double team. Martinez comes out of it, but then Longcore gets it. His outlet, 2-on-1. Clay, finger roll, good job. Clay with the first basket of the second half.
Once again, good defense turned into easy offense.
Right side, long 3, no good. Fired up there by Martinez, rebounded by Thomas. BL3 through the legs once, twice, behind the back, and now the legs again as he backs it up. give you the complete breakdown here. Left side, flashing up, almost to the high post was Thomas. He goes weak side, stepping in, and at the free throw lane, Dom Clay, and that's what we like. You can take it to the hole, but when you get into that open space, pull up and take the J.
No, we talked about earlier, in the game where you tried to go through the guy from Jacksonville. Great job of pulling up on that one.
Devils in their man-to-man set. Williams starts to come. He takes it up and under. Whoa, that was a nice little move. Clay went up so high that he went over the shot. Lamarian Williams went underneath him.
You got to stop him from getting that close.
Yep, move the feet, right, Coach?
Yep.
It's kind of so simple, but it's so hard. Steve Luton hanging on the pole down here in the right side. Here it is, shot, Brown, inside out. Oh, missed it, but there's Sprick for the rebound. Back for a 16-footer. Good. Thomas right in front of the free throw line. Devils hit 50. They're 51 now. 24 for the Crimson. Inside 6 minutes. Third quarter action from the bowl. And, of course, it is a bowl. It sits in. How many bleachers we got, Coach? First of all, Dom Clay with a steal. Let's see this. 3-on-2. Hesitation. Pulls up. Just what we asked for. 8-foot shot. Good from Clay. He's got 8.
Well, the biggest thing about the bowl is the top of it where the stands go, street level. So everything else is down below in the bowl.
10-12 rows up, I believe. I'm trying to count real fast as I'm watching the action. 35-footer from the left side, no good. Burries, long rebound. Here comes Brown. 4-on-2. Brown says, I got it. Misses the bank. But then a nice bank shot on the tip. Keyshawn, he got the big paw up there. And with a right hand, didn't just control it. He just tipped it off the glass.
Well, once again, Keyshawn running the floor and cleaning up the miss.
No feed me there. Darn. I was looking for that. He got his own rebound. Long shot by Williams. No good.
Another
kind of almost given
Keyshawn.
up. Exactly. But good hands by Burris. Knocks it away from Keyshawn. Here's Williams from the left side from 24. No good. Long rebound. Sprick tracks it down. And here comes Cam Brown. Up. Good with 2 hands. And Dom Clay came behind jumping, almost like he was going to help him up as well. Camden went up with 2 hands for the dunk, and I was kind of watching. He was just kind of jumping behind him like a shadow.
Yep.
Good job there. Timeout taken. 8 points for the Devils. Actually, you know what? There they are down there. I almost thought I was still putting them in the second quarter. 4:34 left in the third. Devils 51. Check that, 57. Crimson 24. Crimson called the timeout. How many is that for Cam today? Cam's gotten 2 hand, a 1 hand. BL3 got 1. Did Dom get his?
I don't know.
Cam's got 3 for sure, and BL3's got 1.
I'm not really big into dunks and whatever. I'm more worried about, the defense.
You know my feeling on that. A dunk's only worth 2 points.
Yep.
Normally your dunk comes at home because it excites the crowd.
Yep.
But when you're here and you got wide open, it also gets to show, hey, man, we got some hops. Crimson basketball. Into the game. And he's southpaw. 3-pointer was long. That's Nolan Groves. He had started the ball game. He is a senior. Some of the seniors back out on the lineup right now. Also number 4, Emmanuel Moore. Devils have the basketball. Ooh, bad pass there. Burries comes in. He's going to go coast to coast. Dom timed it a little too quickly, I think. Didn't time it at all, I should say. He was going up in the air, realized Moore wasn't going in the air, and Dom with a foul. Actually, Burries, not Moore. First foul of the second half, Coach, I believe. Third one on Dom. Dom's got 8 points, doing a nice job tonight. Came in, of course, Ralph Wires had to sit. Cam Wires, great job when he came in as well.
And we're hoping Ralph's okay. You know what I mean? He's still limping.
Yeah, he was standing up there. I thought he went over to talk to Coach, but then he is hopping over to the side.
Yeah, he's got his sock off. So hopefully it's an ankle instead of a knee, because knees can get a little bit funny sometimes.
Tell me about it 45 years later until I got new ones. 57-26, Devils with the basketball.
That's
in the right corner. Keyshawn back around the perimeter now. Keyshawn gets it back out. He's behind the arc. Starts to dribble, bounces it inside. Cam with a good positioning there, and the ball just sneaks over the iron for the layup, and Cam's got 4 in this quarter.
Great job by Cam sealing down low, and a good pass by Keyshawn.
Cam's got 14 so far in the ball game. Inside 4 minutes, third quarter. Don't forget to stick around for the post-game show. We'll talk to Coach Douglas, and it's powered by Kunis Honda and Kunis Hyundai. The Kunis Auto Group, faith, family, and giving back. Tyler Sprick with a rebound. Sprick in transition. By the way, to our right, I did see the Blue Devil girls over here cheering on. Of course, a couple of them have brothers playing in the game, Longcore and Brown. Speaking of Longcore, he passed up the 22-footer. He'll give it to Keyshawn. His three is no good. Cam tracked it down, but it rolled off of his thigh right in the area where we've got the sophomores from the game before and the girls.
And I tell you what, one thing that I've seen tonight with Cam, you know, hitting the offensive glass, he's been a lot more active, you know, on the glass tonight.
Sprick and Thomas get a break. Speaking of the Cam, that's Wires. It's the first time we've kind of gone Cam. Mark Louthan also into the game, as Clay, Brown, and Longcore. Burries comes back high. Martinez, right side. Those are two nice guards to build around. Top, Cody Fry, 22-footer. Fry hits as well, and Fry is a senior, so thank goodness that's his third three of the ball game, but would be a nice guy to also add on that team.
And Jacksonville is coming out with the three-quarter court ball press. 1-2-2.
You got it. They've got Martinez at the point. Left side, Cam Wires will bring it back out.
Oh.
But a lazy pass.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you what, Emmanuel Moore, that's not the first time he stepped out there. That's 2 or 3 passes that when we're out that far from the basket, we've almost thought nobody's going to pick it up if we throw it back to the top of the key. And those have been giveaways. We almost give us the assist.
Yeah, that's a very bad turnover because it turns into 2 easy points on the other end.
And we definitely can't do that against any other team as well.
Well, good teams that will hurt you big time.
But, again, the Crimson's got a nice little lineup out here. Groves kicks it back out to Fry. He's going to take another 22-footer. Fry's going to hit another one, and that's why you cannot step down when it goes inside to Groves. Let Groves match up on his own, playing man-to-man down in the block. Inside 2 minutes, 59-34. Been a nice little 10-point run. Check that, an 8-point run by the Crimson. Devils with Wires brings it back out. Longcore also out at half court. Martinez grabs Wires. Right side Brown, high post flash. Louthan gives it off to Longcore. Longcore might have taken that shot initially, looking for a little bit better shot. Pass into the corner, and Wires, instead of standing in the corner, was making a break. He was looking for a backdoor cut, and we got the old zigzag and miscommunication.
Well, you know, I looked at that possession, way too much dribbling. You know, you got to move the ball with passes.
Coach yelled out, too, something about run the play to the other guys. Way deep, Martinez from out high. I'll tell you what, this team from three-point range, pretty deadly out there. 11 straight points unanswered by the Devils.
That was Seth Curry range right there.
How about Caitlin Clark? Give her a little credit, too.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, that's Seth Curry of ladies basketball.
Indeed. Inside 1 minute, third quarter action. Devils still lead 59-37. Giving up a little too many three-pointers out tonight. Dom Clay has it back to top. Cam Brown with it. Right side Longcore, left side Wires. Low block now flashing up is Louthan. He gets the basketball, turns, looks for a cutter, comes back to Cam. He'll take the three-pointer, good, just off the right side behind the high post.
That's a good sign, seeing him knock down some of those threes.
He's got 2 threes tonight, along with 3 dunks at least. And that stopped, more importantly, the 11-point run by the Crimson. Down to 15 seconds left, third quarter action. Big J in the middle of the court. Martinez starts to make a drive. Longcore started to move his feet, but decided I'm going to do a little, almost a two-hand shiver to slow him down a little bit. It's for Bradley to be his third foul. Second foul of the third quarter. Zero for Crimson.
Now, last night that wouldn't have been a foul. You know what I mean? Tonight it is.
Well, definitely wasn't at half court. There's the drive by Burries. Burries has it bounced twice on the rim. No good. Louthan picks it up, and it's funny. Louthan, I think, put it down once, then grabbed it and was going to shoot, and he said, wait a minute, I'm going to put it down again. The official was making the call. He's laughing right now at the other official. He knew he missed it, but the buzzer beat him anyway. So after 3 quarters from the bowl, it's your Blue Devils 62, and it's the Crimson 37. Blue Devil basketball on So, Coach, in that quarter, that's 15. We get 8 in the first, 14 in the second, 15 in the third. Consistent there. Devils scored 25 in the first, 20 in the second, 17 in that quarter. So, really, offensively, can't complain at all there.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're looking a little better offensively, but, I mean, this is a team that you should shut down, you know, and you kind of worry about their, you know, perimeter defense, you know what I mean, you know, and challenging three-point shots because, you know, as you go in the playoffs, you're gonna face kids that are going to stand out there
and light them up.
And light them up. And, you know, it's one of those things to where you got to get out there and guard them, get into them, make them put it on the ground. I mean, if they take 2 dribbles, you know, off of, you know, they're not going to be able to shoot that 3 like they have. Now, if they're standing out there from, you know, NBA 3, you know, range, they're going to knock it down, you know, if they're good shooters. But you got to get into them, make them put it on the floor, you know, and then go up for the 3.
Percentage-wise out there, of course, obviously you can let somebody shoot all night out there unless they're the top-type shooters.
Yeah.
They have 8 3-pointers that night. That's the Crimson.
Yeah.
Here's our fourth quarter. Devils on the basketball. Cam Wires in the game. Cam Brown stays in. Dom Clay, Bradley Loncourt, and Mark Louthan. Thomas has gotten a little bit of a break. Back to the top of the key. Clay will pass right side to Wires. We'll go back up. Louthan steps out. Fakes the handoff. Looks left side, looking inside. Oh, wasn't a bad idea, but Dom, first of all, didn't get, was it Martinez on his body, and the ball didn't go to a hand.
Well,
it gave Martinez a chance to come around.
And it was probably about a half a second to a second late, you know, with the pass because I thought he was open earlier.
Yep. If you have to have time to think about is he open, don't pass the ball because by that time it ain't going to happen. There you go, the pass inside Loncourt, and a great job. Cam Brown made the move. But then sneaking under the basket was Dom Clay. Clay went up, and it was a good defensive play on the block shot. Of course, Dom coming out from behind the basket. We know where he's going to go with the ball, and so did the defense.
Well, I thought it was a foul, but
so did the crowd.
you know, and then came back down, went off of Dom, so here comes Jacksonville back the other way.
And so did the crowd in the blue sections, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
1-2-2, three-quarter court from the Devils, trying to spark things up a little bit from the D side. We had the 1-2-2 when we drop back. Nope, we're matching up man-to-man. Burry's over to Martinez. Martinez from 30 feet. And he had
28.
Well, he had it the length. He just missed the sight. His sight was off. It came off the left side. Wow, and wait a minute. He just airballed it, and they're giving it to Jacksonville. So I guess they said somebody blocked it?
Or tipped it, you know, but I didn't think he got challenged out there at all.
He didn't. Yeah, we'll check the footage.
Okay.
Left corner, Martinez pulls up. Wow.
It's the side of the backboard.
His side is off a little bit because he was left from the corner and it went behind the backboard. And he's got a nice shot.
Yep.
I mean, Martinez and Burries, I like them. We talk about the rest of the lineup as well.
Okay, now let's take care of the basketball and get a good shot here.
6:40 and counting left in the game. Devils lead 62-37, 1-2-2, three-quarter court coming out of the Crimson. Devils are in their half-court set. Clay, he beats it, gets into the lane, and a nice dish pass down to Brown, but he was behind the backboard.
Well, and I tell you what, that's another one of those ones where he could have stopped probably 7 foot right in front of the basket and probably put it down.
I think Coach wanted to draw up a play. Although now Loncourt goes all the way in, hesitate, and in for the layup.
Good strong move by BL3 at the basket.
First bucket he's had in the second quarter. First one of the fourth quarter for either team. Here's a tip by Cam Wires. Cam tracks it down. He's going to take it all the way down. Good job there. Steal, a take, and he's going to get an and 1-2. Good job, Cameron Wires.
That's what you like. The stat stuff are right there.
Boy, they
Steal,
do.
basket.
Him and Ralph do such a good job going to the hole.
Oh, yeah.
They get up. Now, obviously, a bigger guard might challenge a little bit more. But a sweet play there. First foul in the entire game by Isaiah Martinez for the Crimson.
He's been, you know, Cam's been very active on the defensive end tonight, and it's turned into, you know, several, you know, good looks at the basket.
Wires' first time on the free throw line tonight. In and out. It's on the floor. Loncourt's on the floor. While Loncourt did not go on the floor, Jacob Coleman, the senior, did go on the floor. Held ball, alternate possession, right to left for the Crimson. 5:51 up on the board. Here comes Seth Rupert into the ball game. BL3 is going to get a break.
BL3 is probably going to be done for the night.
I would say,
yeah.
14 points for BL3 on the night.
I mean, with a 29-point lead with 5:50 to go, you don't want him to twist an ankle or step on a foot or anything like that. With the state tournament coming up and 2 games against Rocky next week.
Wow, pass from Fry over here all the way into the right corner. Problem was Groves didn't realize where he was standing. Also checked out earlier was Keyshawn. He had 12 points. Cam Brown checks out now. He's going to end the night with 17, I believe, unofficial here. 17, 14, 12. That's Brown, Longcore, and Thomas. Lineup in here. We'll do a check here. Is down on the block. Cale Eckhoff. Here we go. Get our ticker out. How quick does he fire that ball up? And he always takes a good shot. Right side Cam Wires. Rupert gets away. Louthan steps out. Isaiah Talton also in the ball game, and Eckhoff. And Wires just trying to bring it in, forgot to squeeze both hands. He kind of throws his hands up with like, darn it.
Well, I mean, sometimes he makes that play where you go, wow, and then other times it's like, okay.
Left side 3, no good. Cody Fry, long rebound, right side. Picking that ball up, Mason Johnson just in the game. Takes it to the free throw line, shot no good. But Rupert was there, and I think Seth's going to get his first call of the night. And for the Devils, that's their first 1-1 in the fourth quarter. Been a pretty clean game throughout the game, Coach.
Well, it's been the physicality, of the game tonight is nothing like we had last night where, the fouls get racked up because you're taking it to the hole, you're banging. This is a little bit different kind of game.
First free throw is good. Second one good as well. That's Mason Johnson. He's got 4 in the ball game. First 2 free throws. Their side, 4 out of 4 for the Crimson. Devils didn't miss until that last one. Wires completing the 3. 66-39. Drive. And we'll go to the line here. Isaiah Talton. Talton gets smacked on there. Boy, I can't believe he's already a senior.
Good strong take.
Isaiah will shoot 2. We talked about Jeremiah earlier with Lindenwood, playing right around 500. But in all their games this season, 4:44, they played Tennessee Tech today. Foul was called on the other side, and that was Cody Fry. For Fry, that was his first of the night. Second in the fourth quarter for the Crimson. First one off the back of the glass, as you can see on the board, 444. Play your lottery ticket tonight. Second one is good for Talton. I'm not encouraging anyone out there to gamble, please. Be respectable. Here we go, pull up. Oh, and a great block shot. Louthan on that block shot of Johnson. Here come the Devils. Ooh, just into the ball game was Jararis, I always screw that one up, Rice. He looked like he was going to dunk it. He had a shot blocked. Crimson comes the other way, and with a travel, Devils will get it back. Jarius. I always, before he gets in the game, I look and then I go, how did we tongue-tie that one? He did look like he was going to try to go and dunk it with 2 hands, didn't he, Coach?
Oh, yeah.
He's got little hops. Oh, bad pass out here and a good tip. Heads the other way is Krusik. Krusik, a handoff. The shot is no good because Louthan with a good defense again. Coleman had missed the shot. From the left side, Rice. Good. Rice, a little 14-footer. He is a southpaw, by the way. I didn't know that before. 69-39. Long range. No good. Inside rebound. No good. Coleman had the rebound in the putback, but Talton will come away with the rebound. Isaiah skips it left side. Shot it from 3. No good. Following his shot, Rupert. Rupert finds Talton right in front of the basket. Bounces twice, and then Talton reaches up while battling up there with Groves and tips it in. Good job, Isaiah.
Good bounce back. He missed the shot, then he bounced right back up and got it.
There were springs in those shoes.
Yep.
And a traveling call after a nice move by Krusik. Took it off the glass, but traveled first. And Trace Ruth will come in wearing number 32. He's been in late in the ball game. We've got to rotate. Yep, we keep that clock moving, don't we? 71-39. It's a slower running clock, it seems like, doesn't it? If there's anything, if that's possible. 1/1000, 2 Mississippi, or whatever it is. Devils have the basketball in a nice lead. Of course, the Devils are going to improve to 26-3. Left side, there's Eckhoff. He was long range. It took a minute and a half longer than I thought it would. And again, I love him because he is shooting. Coaches talked about that. Martinez shot. Oh, Martinez off the glass with the move. Very athletic. I like the kid. 71-41. Left corner, Ruth, no good. Follows his shot. Here's Rice from 20. No good. Talton tracks it down from the right side. Isaiah pulls up with a little runner, no good. And after 3 shots added for the Devils, we'll turn it on to the Crimson. Much better. 30-footer. Boom! Cody Fry, the senior, his 5th in the ball game. He's had a senior night here, and they've been long range.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was volleyball line plus.
Eckhoff, shot no good. Hits the second time on the rim. It gave Ruth the time to get it. Missed the shot, though, and inside with the rebound will be Coleman. And we're at 150 and counting. The whole row of Illinois College guys just left us. As I'm pulling through Illinois College today, I'm thinking about Coach Hoyt's son, played basketball for him. I wonder if there was a game today and we could have came over early. Also, Joel Adams' daughter in her last year of softball up here. And, of course, they're down from that Wentzville, Troy area. Joel has retired. Dave Adams' brother, who's here today. Inside the big man. Turnaround. Oh, rattles in, rattles out, but he'll shoot 2. That's Nolan Groves. And speaking of Dave Adams, I'm glad I mentioned that as Eckhoff gets the foul. Dave was running a little late. He had to cover wrestling today. And I asked Dave briefly, how did the wrestling go? He said Owing Uphouse, the senior, and Briar Newbold, who both won the regionals, I believe both got 3rd. They will advance the state. So congratulations to Uppinghouse and Newbold, and good luck at state, men. Coach Neely has done a great job with that program. Inside a minute, we're at the free throw line, killing some time as Grove gets his second shot. If I know there's only that much time and the clock's going, I'm firing that baby up there quick. Not that it's going to make any difference. There's not a 24 or 7-point play. Second one rattles out. Eckhoff gets the rebound. He'll bring it out himself. Trace in the half-court set. And looks like the Devils are just going to bring it out around the perimeter, actually. Down to 21 seconds. I can't see the Devils shooting the ball again. Oh, wait a minute. Rupert's got the ball in the left corner, and I'm like, go ahead. You know, you got a guy out here that's in the game at this level, you know, but sometimes that looks like you're trying to rub it in. So Devils do the good thing here and just back it out here. Rice at half court and down to 4 seconds. Good job by the Devils, and stick around. We'll have the post-game show. We'll break this one down. But the buzzer goes, and the final score here from the bowl. It's your Quincy High Blue Devils 71, the Jacksonville Crimson 44. And so, Coach, much better performance, much better. If they got the energy they have tonight, last night, it could have been a different game as well.
Well, and this is what you expected tonight. You know, if you'd have come out of here and, you know, with, you know, a 10 or 15-point win, you know, you'd have looked at it and said, okay, we didn't play up to, you know, our capabilities or where we should be. You know, tonight, you know, you come in here, you're thinking 20, 25, and that's what they did tonight. They came out, the effort on the defensive end, and then, you know, turning that into easy offense. Blue Devils did what they needed to do tonight. Now, next week, it's time. You know what I mean? This is one of those weeks where you look at it, and I mean, if they could come through and get rocky a couple times and win the Big Six outright, what a week it would be and a season. But, you know, it's one of those things to where, like what I saw tonight, you know, let's continue it on here.
Indeed, as I'm breaking down the scoring out here, and it's, well, I moved my math fast. I love it. By the way, in that math, Bradley Encore has 15. We'll get to that in a second here. Devils started off this game down 2-0. Devils hit a 3, and after being down 5-3, Devils went on a 16-point run, led 19-5. They started another run to end the quarter after 25-8 Devils. Devils picked up the first 7 points of the second quarter. That finished their 13-point run. After a three-pointer, Devils whipped up another 6 and got up 38-11. Devils would lead at half 45-22. third quarter action. Devils got out, up 59-26, but then all of a sudden a run, and it was a run of 11 points by the Crimson, and so it was 62-37 after 3, and then the fourth quarter, Devils just picked it all up, and the Devils had the first 4 points of the fourth quarter. They had another little 5-point run and ended up 71-44 for the close. Devils now 26-3, and breaking down the scoring, it looked like this. Cam Brown led the way, 17 points, 3 dunks for sure. 15 points out of Bradley Loncourt the third. He had a dunk as well. Dropping that down to 12 points out of Keyshawn Thomas. Keyshawn worked hard, but then once he got out, he didn't have to work so hard. Good night for him to take the night off, or not the night off, but the backside of it all. And then we drop down out of double digits, and we go down to 8 points on Dom Clay. Dom really came in with a spark tonight. No three-pointers, that's okay. Had 4 buckets, played some good defense out there. Dom, I think, had 1 dunk too. There's somebody, don't quote me on that. And then we go down to 8 points also for Cameron Wires, who also played some key minutes today. Ralph Wires had 4 before he went out with an ankle injury. 3 points out of Talton, 2 points from Rice, 2 points from Lauthan. And looking down the rest of it, Tyler Sprick was in the game but did not play, or did not score. Seth Rupert did not score. Rico Clay has been on crutches the last couple of days, so he wasn't even in the lineup. Cale Arkoff got in, and Ruth got in as well, and they did not score as well. 71 points. On the other side, 44 points from the Crimson. I think I might be missing one, but here we go. Cody Fry, 5 threes, 5 times 3, 15 points. 8 points from Amari Burries, the leading scorer, averaging 18 points a game, capping 10 under his average. Martinez was 7 points. That's 7 under his average. And then 5 out of Moore, 4 out of Fry. Check that Johnson, because Fry had 15. 2 out of Williams. Grove started the game, did not score. McCombs, the big kid, was in the ball game, did not score. Jacob Coleman was a senior. He was in the game, did not score. And I'm going to say Milan, but it's M-I-L-A-N. Krusik, he was also in the ball game and did not score. 44 points on the other side for the Crimson. Well, Coach, we looked much better, and we wrapped up a week. So now we're going to turn around and get ready for next week, take a day off, do a little resting. I think, you know, it was funny last night, and even right now, too, as I was driving home last night, I thought, wow, you know, I had a horrible cold, and I thought I was going to be out and couldn't broadcast the last couple nights. On the way home, it reminded me of the national tournament one year, Coach Hendrick, and also Kathy Dooley checking us out. It was over at, and the Ruperts, too. It was over at Danville, the national tournament. Jim Beardner and I are working. It was my birthday the night before, and when I woke up, I was sick as a dog. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Sick all day long. Had almost kind of a vertigo or whatever, where, you know, every time you saw the sunlight or even anything. Here I was before the ball game. I mean, I'm sweating bullets, and there's no way. I told Coach Bearden, I can't go on. There's just no way. I can't go on. So all of a sudden, I'm in the bathroom, and you know, our producer at that time, don't know who our producer was. It was not Bruce Tersteg at the time. I said, they said to Bearden, you're on in 30 seconds. He said, no, we're not. He said, Wellman's inside the bathroom. I come out, and he looks at me, and I said, I can't make it. I just cannot make it. So all of a sudden, we hear, you're on in 5. Boom, the game started. I went on, called the game, didn't miss a beat after the game. I was okay. I mean, that was just something else, and that's that's your game face. That's, you know, when you're a competitor and you turn it on, or that, or my 24-hour flu or whatever it was, the 24-hour clock was up. So, all right, we'll be waiting for Coach coming up here, but good job by the Devils tonight.
Good, solid performance. You know, I thought Cam was big tonight, you know, being, you know, aggressive offensively. You know, last night you didn't see a whole lot of that. I love seeing him, you know, hit that three-point shot, because what's going to happen now is, you know, he'll get out there, shot fake it, then he'll go to the basket hard. And like I say, you know, last night, 2 for 7 from the free throw line for the Devils. Tonight, what do we end up? But I don't think we were even close to 2 for 7.
Well, we started off basically in the first quarter, we were 5 for 5. Did not shoot any in the second and third quarter. Fourth quarter, we were 1 for 3. So
6 for 9.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that.
Still 67%.
Which is still not very good, but we had a lot of takes to the basket tonight, a lot of finishes, you know, and you like to see that.
Hey, do you notice something, Coach? We love our bands, of course, our Blue Devil band, and also the Raiders. They play throughout the game. They play at halftime. And as soon as the game's over, they do their quick little boom, 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 they leave. This band, they start after the ball game.
Yeah,
I mean, this must be the post-game rock.
Well, we got, you know, a couple drummers up there. We got one guy on the
no tuba players, but we got a great horn section over there.
Oh, yeah.
Keyboards up there as well. But it really is funny, though, that throughout the broadcast, every break we had, we're looking for a little rock and roll to get in there. It doesn't have to be rock and roll. It definitely is not the rock and roll of 106.5 in the Quad Cities. I've been driving up there, and it says classic rock on my radio, and then ABBA comes on, and Madonna comes on. Just because they were in the classic rock era, they are not classic rock.
Well,
that's bugged me.
You know, well, hopefully Ralph's okay. You know, I saw him walk off. Wasn't limping near as bad as he was earlier. So, you know, I mean, that's going to be a big key, especially with our, you know, 2 Rock Island games coming up. So, you know, hopefully he can, you know, bounce back and be ready at, gosh, maybe 80, 85%, something like that. So,
well, we'll check with Coach here. He'll have a little bit of an idea, but until you get out of here and really have it looked at.
Well, especially if it's an ankle, you know what I mean? Those things are kind of fickle sometimes, and you know, it's kind of hard to bounce back from them. You know, knees are no better though. So.
Well, and usually your ankles too. As we break this one down, you know, you either have that swelling right away sometimes, or no swelling, which is the scary part because you worry about a broken bone sometimes. Yeah. But then when you do get the next day, that's when you start looking at you know, a couple days later, you start getting the colorization in that. And
oh, yeah.
I'm not sure that's a word.
It gets real pretty.
That sounds like your words that I'm putting over here.
Well, you know.
A little word salad.
I talk a little different sometimes.
Yeah, the word salad. We won't go where the queen of word salad is. And it was the final here, 71-44. Coach, you got you know, we didn't pick one last night. You know, sometimes we don't, again, it's not sponsored, so we don't feel like we have to pick an MVP. Sometimes the team plays so good. Sometimes we just want to get out of the Wharton Fieldhouse because it was disappointment. Of course, Longcore last night had 19 points. If you went on that, he would have had the player of the game. But tonight, who do you like out there?
Well, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. You had, you know, Keyshawn, you know, had some big moments tonight, you know, banging and getting the rebounds. You know, BL3, you know, did what he does. You know what I mean? Hitting the threes, you know, making the good passes and everything. But, you know, I'll be honest with you. My vote goes to Camden Brown. You know, I mean, he did a great job tonight. He was very very active, taking the ball to the hole, step back out, you know, and seeing him knock down the threes, you know, on a consistent basis. That's a good sign for the Blue Devils.
And it is a good sign. Ralph is walking. He's got a little limp, but he is walking. If that was really bad, he would not be. Of course, he's wearing flip-flops too.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Get the flip-flops off right now. Put a regular shoe on. You're going to end up tripping with those flip-flops on. I would agree with you, Camden Brown. I also think Cameron Wires and Don Clay came in, especially Wires, once Ralph went down. They were 2 key players in tonight's game.
Well, and, you know, Cameron pushing the ball offensively and being aggressive, you know, towards the hole opened up everything else, you know, for the Blue Devils tonight.
Well, you know, even Mark Louthan, when he was in there, usually he replaces Thomas. He was in there with Thomas, and I thought Mark did a good job. Had a good play to go to the hole. He also had some key rebounds and a blocked shot in there. So, you know, when you look at the team concept of it all, yeah, I saw that. And if you look at the team concept, that's what you like when you can sit there and start looking for your player of the game, and before you're done, you've mentioned like 7 or 8 guys, then you go, look, that's what you like.
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, it was one of those games tonight where, you know, the defensive pressure, you know, and then the transition offense, you know, carried the Blue Devils tonight.
Indeed. I think with Coach, you know, and I know when I'm, you know, asked the first, I don't know if you go and ask the first question is much better than last night, but there were some things I know you didn't like and giving up some shots, or do we go from Ralph Wires was down wow, look what Cam Wires did, look what Don Clay did in their place.
Well, yeah, and you had, like I say, the Blue Devils going to go 7, maybe 8 deep, when tournament time goes. So, it's all who Coach feels comfortable with, putting in, and, they won't, give up two turnovers, a bad shot, and all of a sudden you're, 9-0 run, in an important game. So, like I say, this was good for the guys tonight, to get everybody in, see what you got going on. And then, gosh, get ready for, like I say, the gauntlet is 1/3 of the way done, and we didn't do so good on the first part of that. So, I mean, we're going to have to pick it up and get after Rocky here next week and bring home that Big Six championship.
Well, we would be celebrating our last road game tonight normally, because next week it'd be Rocky on Tuesday, but we have the Rocky home and away, so we get the chance on Tuesday night to be our last at home, Thursday to be the last one on the road in the Western Big Six and the regular season, because we know we go on the road. Everybody's on the road in the postseason for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's it's one of those things to where, you need to be road warriors, and this Blue Devil team has been tested, with the shootouts that we've done, with all of that stuff.
Andy. If I don't yell, he don't come. He was walking off the other way. He said, wait a minute here. By the way, I'll power you back up here, but when I do power you, well, I figured if I didn't yell, you weren't going to hear me.
Right.
And so, and I'm one that would always yell there. Well, much better than last night, but I will still say, I'm sure when we get into it a little bit more here, you're going to be talking about some of the things like giving up threes. But before I go that direction, Ralph goes down, and Cameron Wires and Dom Clay came in and filled that, especially Cameron, real well tonight.
They really did. I thought Cameron played really well. I thought Dom came in and played like Dom, played aggressive, and really in the second half, starting the second half, getting to the rim and finishing, pull-up jumpers, just, played more like himself. And, we had a nice little conversation this morning, and, we need that out of him. We're at our best when Dom is playing great. And I know you can probably say that about a lot of guys, but, we really need him dialed in offensively, but we also need him dialed in on the defensive end. I mean, he's a type of kid that, he can be a huge threat on the offensive end, and even a bigger one defensively when he wants to. I thought both of those guys played really well.
Now, of course, Ralph went down. We'll ask about him in a second here, but really the guy who probably, BL3 does his stuff, that had the game was Cam Brown.
Yeah, Camden played really well, and it wasn't just settling for outside shots. He got to the rim, he ran really well in transition, finished against contact. I mean, this was a really good game for him, and he needed it. He needed a little bit of a confidence boost, and he played really well.
Yeah, and I tell you what, your defense tonight turning into easy offense.
Right.
With the deflections, pushing the ball, and gosh, much smoother tonight on the offensive end.
Big time. I thought we did a better job of running in transition. Some of that is, they shoot long shots, and long shots equal long rebounds. We did a really good job of getting guys out and running. But offensively, I mean, last night to this night, tonight, just, we had 30 possessions. This is a crazy stat. I've never had it before, but 30 offensive possessions last night where we had a shot without 3 passes. So that's 0 passes, 1 pass, or 2 passes, and we had 30 of those possessions. And that's why you lose a game. I mean, you hold Moline to 42 points. That's pretty good. And for us not to get any more than what we had is not. So this is a big time learning moment for the guys. I was a little upset this morning. I told him, just give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. I went to Dick Thompson's funeral, and, that was a great celebration of his life, and kind of got me dialed back in to what's really important. So they gave me 10 minutes and got into him a little bit, and then, told him I loved him, and we moved on. So they did a really good job tonight. I thought Brad was fantastic on the break, making plays, pitching it ahead, guys sharing it. And that's the eye-opening experience for this group, is everybody still got their shot tonight. but it was with shots in rhythm, and those are higher percentage shots for us, and they played really well.
Bradley got his second dunk, too. We'll stick that in there because then
Yeah.
how proud he was after the first dunk. You know, the two things, and, of course, we're talking about defending the threes. Do you defend at 35 feet, or 30 feet, because you're going to let a guy out there shoot forever unless it's Seth Curry, as Coach said, or, something like that.
Right, and really you got to go to school on him. I mean, if it's one, that's one thing. If it's two and the coach is allowing it, then they're probably used to pulling it from out there. I like shooting it from that deep because the defense wasn't covering you, like you said. There wasn't much resistance, but a couple of those were hand in the face. That was something that we've got to improve on a lot, and we talked about it prior to this game, is our closeouts. Closing out the guys that can shoot, but also guys that can put it on the ground. And, we had a couple that we didn't close out great on, but overall, pretty good night.
I haven't used the terminology brain fart in a while. What were we thinking? Twice tonight, we got the ball on the left wing. We're going to throw it back out to the top, almost a half court, and just guy standing right there in the lane, and we throw it to him for an easy steal.
Yeah, just
brain fart?
That's it. That's it. High school athletes being high school athletes. But, it's much better effort tonight. Trying to stay as positive as possible from last night. Coach Bonas had me dialed in this afternoon, so it's all positivity today.
Oh, that's great stuff. And by the way, Coach, you're not the only person that I've ever yelled at to get their attention. One time I did the same thing about that fire from Ryan Sandberg, and everybody looked at me like, are you nuts? And he said, come on over and see me.
Yeah,
so,
awesome.
Well, hey, guess what? We get to turn into next week, and it's the Rocky show. We get to determine how we want to finish the Western Big Six and go into the postseason.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge week for our guys. And, if we can play offensively like we played tonight, I really like our chances.
Good deal. Short trip on the way home. Feels a lot better on Sunday. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot,
Good
guys.
job there.
Appreciate it.
And, of course, that's Andy Douglas. His comments are powered by Kuna's Honda and Kuna's Hyundai, faith, family, and giving back. Here we give you that one there, Coach. So you got it? Always love that, too. Yes, that was funny because I did yell, and everybody looked at me. I mean, it was Andre Dawson, and Grace wasn't there yet. He's the last guy to the showers. That's why we were sitting there for so long. I got to commend Darren Prost on that one, as he was with me that day, because he knew Mark Grace through Mike Grace's brother. And if you followed that whole story out there, join us for Days of Our Lives in basketball season here on Mecca Sports. And so, last comments here, Coach.
Good bounce back tonight. Get that bad taste out of your mouth, from last night. Good bounce back. The kids came out, effort on the defensive end, deflections, getting out, in transition and taking the ball to the hole hard. A lot of good things tonight. Next week, I'm looking forward to it.
It's a shame because we're looking down to 2 or 3 weeks left. We're hoping 3 or 4 weeks left in the season, and it just doesn't seem right. But, folks, we're taking it day by day here. And the first one was right here, bouncing back from last night. 2 great venues, Wharton Fieldhouse and the Bowl. We like the results a little bit better here. Coach, a lot of fun and a short trip on the way home.
Yep. And tomorrow, sausage.
There you go,
sausage
Coach.
Breakfast.
And that's out at Mendon. We're going to give a plug for them out there.
St. Ed's, baby.
It's been there for years. It used to be into Ursa at the old Greenfield School. So if you get a chance, they open up at 8 o'clock, Coach.
That's where I'll be there.
And, of course, the Hildenbrand family, that's part of Coach Pettis' family on his wife's side, and they're always right there cutting beef.
Beef. Pork.
Pork, excuse me. Beef, pork, it all tastes good in the morning, and it is. So join us out there. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, folks. I've enjoyed it here. Coach, it's been a blast out here, and we thank Coach and the Devils for the victory tonight. The post-game as well as Coach's comments were brought to you by Kuna's Honda and Kuna's Hyundai, the auto group that says faith, family, and giving back. One more time, right here from the Bowl, it was the Quincy High Blue Devils 71, the Jacksonville Crimson 44, and you've been listening and watching Blue Devil basketball right here on MeccaSportsCo.com. Good night, everyone.